All right, I need to zhuzh up my hair because this look is asking for more edge. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Mariam here. In today's video, I'm reviewing the new palette from Jaclyn Hill and Morphe, Palette Volume 2, number 2. We have all been waiting so impatiently and so anxiously for this palette right after Jaclyn dropped that phenomenal video on her Instagram. And I gotta say, this is the one palette that I am super duper excited for. The colors are gorgeous, they speak volumes, so I really have high hopes. That said, in this video, of course, you can expect swatches, this look that you see on my face right now, and a Team Truth review type of verdict at the end. So make sure you watch this video in its entirety. I am gonna be doing 2 different techniques on my eyes. I hope you like. Remember to subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, all of that good stuff. And now let's get to it. Jaclyn Hill, Morphe, Palette Volume 2. First of all, before we go any further, can we just talk about these looks, honey? Jaclyn is serving these purples and pinks and oranges and corals and fiery reds. I'm obsessed with this color story. When I saw this look on her page, I was floored. I was truly wowed. These are the colors that speak to me personally. I love bright colors. I love corals and oranges and pinks. Let's get to this palette. Here we go. First look. Here we come. Wow, you guys. This is my first time looking at it. And honestly, I gotta tell you, this is really impressive. The colors, they are screaming to me. They are screaming at me with their vibrancy. These are the kinds of colors that paint my dreams. If I'm honest, I'm drawn, as you can tell. I'm obsessed with the color story. Here on the back of the cover, it says, "To all my loving subscribers who have supported me all these years, this one's for you." And then there's a Roman numeral 7, EXO Jaclyn Hill. This palette is $39. It is available right now at morphebrushes.com as well as Morphe stores. I don't have a promo code for you guys or a discount code because I just don't do discount codes, but let me know if I should start doing discount codes. I don't know if this is something that you're interested in. Anyways, I'm sure you can find a discount code out there if you are interested in this palette. Although $39 for this many shades is appropriate, I think. Let's do some swatches. So let me bring in my swatch module. Get in here, you sexy beast. Oh, look at your PJs.
For Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day today, guys. I am just gonna go ahead and swatch the colors that speak to me the most, and hopefully they're the same colors that speak to you guys the most. Swatch model, what's the first color that I'm swatching?
I knew you were gonna go for the yellow. Yellow's a very hard color. It's called No Joke.
No Joke!
Oh!
She was not playing.
Me.
That is probably one of the best yellow swatches I have ever conducted thus far.
On live TV.
Let's go for this one right here called Talia.
That's pretty.
That's gorgeous, man.
That's really pretty.
It's really, really nice. And together, that's a story right there. I am gonna switch it up a bit and go for this one called
Therapy Sesh.
Nice.
Everybody needs a little therapy sesh.
Everyone does. This is a good color, but needs a little double dip. Perhaps not enough emollients in this one, but still gorgeous and a lot of pigment. Next one is
Positive Tea.
Positivity.
I need to get a little bit more positive there with the tea.
Just a pinch more positive with that tea, but a double swatch is okay. Here comes Good Place. I'm in a good place. Are you?
That's a nice one.
That's a solid one. Let's go for this one called
Tipsy Gal.
Tipsy Girl, but okay. That's nice. So the mattes have a little bit more pigment off the bat, but then it doesn't really have that drag, but still they are just magnificent. All right, now let's go for some neutrals. I'm gonna go for this one right here called Love Handles. Who doesn't love some love handles?
The next color is Muffin Top.
I don't have any love handles, actually.
You don't? You trying to be bragging?
No, I mean, I just don't gain my weight there. I gain my weight elsewhere, everywhere else but there. All right, I don't like how love handles swatch. Yeah, not the best swatch. Okay, next one. Let's go for this one.
Homebody?
Who's a homebody out of the two of us?
Definitely me.
Yeah. Oh, that's not great. Yeah, that one's a little patchy patch. Some stainage on my fingers, though. Ooh, let's go for that one.
Heart On.
Heart on.
Say that fast 3 times.
Heart on, heart on, heart on.
I know someone's watching this video right now and saying it fast 3 times. Laughing their ass off.
Let's do some shimmery shades now. Ooh, this one right here, gorge.
Empowered.
Empowered!
Oh, that's pretty.
I knew that would swatch well.
Yeah,
so
I
nice.
love those.
Next.
Is the Get Ready With Me.
GRWM.
Oh, I love those kind of colors. Glitter.
Next.
Boy.
That would be bougie, not Bowie, but close. And let's go for this one.
Crazy.
Why I gotta be crazily? Why can't it just be cray cray?
Whoa.
That's a nice swatch.
Okay. Nice and thick.
Thickums.
That should have been called Love Handles.
All right, I'm gonna just do one more. Last but not least, we got Temptress, because it's a black and it must be swatched. Just like a yellow must be swatched. Holy.
Wow.
Holy.
Pretty. Nice. It's really nice. I'm really surprised how nice the black and the yellow is.
What?
It's really nice.
Honestly, those two are probably my favorite swatches of the bunch. So some of those swatches, the swatches that mattered, were actually really rather impressive. That yellow, I honest to God have never seen a yellow eyeshadow swatch better. That black, what? It went on for days. That's crazy, you guys. The shimmery shades that I swatched were all pretty amazing, as shimmery shades typically are. Some of the mattes were a little bit on the patchy side, but again, you know swatches don't really tell anything about application. So now let's hit it and let's apply these shadows to my face and let's create a look. What I've been doing in my last few eyeshadow palette reviews is using two different types of applications. On one side, I would apply my Fenty Beauty primer, and on the other side, I would just apply my concealer and powder. That is what I'm gonna do in this video, only because I wanna see how these eyeshadows perform both ways. I wanna see how it adheres to a grippy primer, aka the Fenty side, and I wanna see how these shadows perform, how they blend without any primer. Now, some of you may be like, girl, just put on the primer. Who wears no primer? Actually, you'd be surprised. A lot of you guys don't want to wear primer. Whatever reason that may be. Perhaps you don't really like the silicone feel of a primer, or maybe you don't want to spend the extra money on a primer, or an even better reason, sometimes grippy primers make eyeshadows a little bit harder to blend, so it does require extra skill. I totally understand that, which is why I'm doing it both ways for everybody. In today's video, I am also excited to be whipping out my Morphe X Jaclyn Hill brushes that I do love. I did review these, and I have them all right here. So these are gonna be the brushes that I will be using. I will name every single brush so that you know exactly what I'm using for which step. And I even whipped out a pink mirror today just to stay on theme. So first things first, let me prime this eye, blend that out. I obviously already have all of my foundation on. Today I'm wearing Pat McGrath Labs Sublime Perfection foundation, which I love, especially on those days when my skin is at its best. I do have a review on that if you're interested. I already applied my concealer and my powder on this eye, so I'm not gonna touch that. I'm going to pick up a brush. How about something really big and fluffy? JH30. Is that brush hair or is that cat hair? Something is really itching me right now. I'm gonna dip into this shade here, Feeling Myself, which is a shade that I didn't swatch, but I like that it's kind of orangey. Wow. Pigment on both sides. Gonna apply that to that groove and just drag it in, blend it out. I will say I have really high expectations for this palette just because I loved Jaclyn's first palette with Morphe, and it's still one of my absolute favorite palettes. Definitely my favorite Morphe palette by far, but it's also one of my favorite palettes in general. But this color story, it just speaks even more to my personality, speaks more to my soul, and it's just a happy, feel-good palette, speaking strictly about the color. All right, I honestly really like the way that the eyeshadow applies on both. I would even dare to say that it applies really great on the side that doesn't have any of that Fenty primer. Just blends out really easily and nicely, has that nice wash. Whereas you can achieve the same here, but it would probably just require a pinch more blending. Both look amazing. Next up, I'm gonna pick up something a little bit more stiff, JH33, and this shade here, Positivity. This one almost has a neon undertone. Oh, do you see see how distinct they are? I love that. They really do apply very easily. You don't need to put in a lot of effort or muscle into blending them out. Both sides are supreme. I think for today's video, I'm gonna go for a corally look. Mainly coral, orange, and of course yellow, because I gotta. Also, someone recently asked me to create a coral look using this palette, so here I am. All for you. Honestly, so easy. Do I even need to do anything else? Wow. I'm gonna take that previous brush and just diffuse both of these colors into each other some more, especially on this eye. This eye is pretty good. Now I'm thinking I might be ready for something a little bit darker. Let me go ahead and pick up brush JH38. These purples are looking mighty, mighty fine. I'm gonna dip into Stay True, this shade here. Gonna start on this side, back that on to the outer corner, this groove here. Wow, you guys, this is very impressive. And yes, it's gripping to the grippy side, but it's also sticking to the non-grippy side. That is what I'm talking about. Although I will admit, it's not as vibrant on this eye as it is on this eye. There is a slight difference, but that's to be expected. I am going to take the same color, just drag it here very lightly, kind of like that, and connect. I'm gonna take that big old fluffy brush. You don't have all the brow bone space like I do, and if you have more of a lid space, then you'll probably need a smaller brush to do this. But because I'm all brow bone and barely any lid, I can get away with blending with a really, really wide brush. Boom. Might want to add just a pinch in there. Really pretty, like a sunset. Next brush is JH39. Let's dip into Not My Journey. Love these names, by the way. Very relatable, very Jaclyn. Add more of that right here. So basically, I'm just testing out all these colors, creating a gradient. Kind of looks like an LA sunset, which is gorgeous. I don't know if LA sunsets is what Jaclyn was inspired by, since she did move to LA for a few months sometime last year, but this is definitely what it's reminding me of. I'm sure her photo shoot for this collab took place somewhere out west. I don't think it was Florida, but wherever it was gorgeous and so on theme. I'm having a little bit of trouble with that purple and getting it to stick. I feel like the more I add it on top of that maroon, the more it's picking up the previous color, so I just keep on adding it back. I don't know. The other two colors were not like this, but the purples, perhaps less emollients, but they definitely need something grippy underneath to get them to stick. Still doable though, still doable. I'm gonna just take a little bit of that maroon shade, Stay True, whatever's left on the brush, and just gently add it right here. That yellow is no joke, and it's appropriately named No Joke because it's swatched magnificently. So what I'm gonna do is take a little concealer brush. This one is from Senna Cosmetics. I'm gonna take my Naked Skin concealer for this eye, where I'm not using primer, and I'm gonna cut that crease right here. I'm gonna sort of blend that into the purple and maroon eyeshadow, just like that. That's looking really good. I don't want it to be a really wide lid. I just want to keep it on the smaller side. I just realized I didn't find any packer brushes from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill collab. I know there are some. I just, for some reason, didn't pack them into this package here. So I'm gonna have to use other brushes. Flat eyeshadow brush from the Balm Cosmetics. Picking up No Joke. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna start stamping that onto my concealer. Is it me, or did this shadow swatch better than it's applying? Not bad, definitely not bad. It's pigmented, but I think for such a pigmented yellow, you need something a bit more grippy than a concealer. Not bad, definitely pretty, but I have a feeling it could be better. For my other eye, I'm gonna grab this P. Louise base. This is the first time this very popular eyeshadow base is making its way onto my YouTube channel. I'm gonna squeeze some onto the back of my hand. I'm gonna use that on my other lid right here. This is the base that everyone uses on Instagram, especially the really creative makeup artists, the ones that do mini artworks on their eyes. You know who I'm talking about. Just gonna try to blend that into the purple. This is my first time using this base, so I honestly have no idea what to expect. I do realize that it's a lot lighter than the concealer that I used on this side. I will keep that in mind for my verdict and all, but let's see how this yellow adheres to this base. Night and day, you guys, night and day. Because this base is super duper grippy, it's keeping all the yellow particles together. They're not falling off, they're not falling out, they're sticking. And this base is honestly giving me the maximum result from this eyeshadow. It actually looks pretty much the same in my monitor, so I imagine that it looks the same on camera, but I could definitely tell that there was a difference with application. Honestly, very impressive base. It almost looks like I applied wet paint. Now I just need to blend it out. So I'm gonna take that same Stay True maroon shade and kind of just diffuse this edge here. Oh, that worked out really nicely. And then go back with the yellow. Easy peasy. I'm gonna go back with Not My Journey purple just to add a bit more of that sunset feel. Positivity. Blend that out. Not as easy on the other side with the purples. They definitely need something more grippy, but honestly, you can't complain. This is still so vibrant and so beautiful. For my inner corner and for my brow bone, there's really only one shimmery shade, but that one looks just very, very pearly to me, so not something that I necessarily want to go for. So let's just go for this matte called Certified, which is great. Just always like to add a bit of brightness here because I don't have much of a nose bridge. I always like to just highlight here to make it look like there's a shadow around my nose. Highlight under the brow bone, just a pinch. Also help with that blend. This is brush JH42. I'm gonna take just a pinch of that pearly shade and just pop that here. Just a little dot of that. That's looking rather good. Just notice something. The yellow with the P. Louise base looks a lot more orangey than the yellow without the primer. That tells me that although it was harder to apply, the base does change the color a little bit. I prefer the color on this side, but the application is definitely a lot more seamless on this side. All right, I'm ready for the lower lash line. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna go basically with the same shades in the same order. First, a little bit of Positivity, just to blend that out, add a bit of smokiness, but I'm not gonna go too crazy. I really far prefer having all the crazy on top of the lid and a much more wearable wash on the bottom. Just going back with the same brush, JH33, some Positivity. I really like applying these corally shades onto my lower lash line. I feel like it kind of offsets the purpleness of the dark circles. And I'm gonna add a bit more of that maroon shade just onto the outer corner. I'm wondering if I need a black in this look. I just feel like that black was so great. I really wanna see how it performs, but I don't wanna ruin what I got going on over here. So maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna wipe off this little brush here, JH39. And you know what? I'm gonna use just a smidge of that Temptress, like literally just like a bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm gonna just look straight and add it exactly where I need it. Right here, just to get that darkness. I don't really need darkness anywhere else but in this corner because this is the corner that I'm trying to lift. I'm just gonna stamp it and blend it, and voila, that was beautiful. Now just a pinch more right here, connect it to my outer lash line. Gorge, we're done. Same thing on the other side, just a smidge right there. You see that going on? You see that? I kind of just blend it out into nothingness. Man, that black is necessary. Blending that out, adding just a pinch more, and honestly, we're done. Forgot to mention, there's virtually no fallout with these eyeshadows, like not even with the black. That was pretty impressive. I'm gonna leave this eye look as is. I really, really like the way that it turned out. I'm gonna add some mascara, some Love Lashes in Bella, and I will be right back. All right, my eyelashes, my lips, and a little bit of liner are on, and I'm ready for this verdict, you guys. Are you ready for the verdict though? Before we get to that, let's just talk about this look. I feel like this is a very avant-garde, very vibrant, very out there kind of look. That's not something that I wear every day, but you know what? I'm feeling these colors, and why not wear it when you feel like wearing it? This Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette volume 2 is exactly that. This is a happy color palette. It's the one palette that I think would be great for anyone who is a lover of color. If you are into this color compilation, if you love pinks, purples, yellows, oranges, and corals, then you gotta get your hands on this $39 palette. If you are a neutral lover, however, there are some options for you here as well. There's some gold shimmery shades, some nice nudes, and some warm browns, some ochres for you to play with. But let's face it, you probably would not be dipping into this palette if you want to go for an everyday look. This is definitely a pop type of palette you'd want to show off with. So I am gonna give it to Jaclyn and Morphe. You guys did it, and you did it again. I love this palette, and I am a huge fan. Yes, it is true the eyeshadows did adhere better to the side with my primer, but that's not to say that this eye is completely out of whack. No, this eye looks great as well. So I am gonna have to give this palette a really high score of a 9. A 9 out of 10, you guys. This is what this palette is worth. This is what it deserves. It is so inexpensive. I love the color compilation, like I said probably 100 times in this video, and I'm really proud of Jaclyn. I think this is a great representation of the happy Jaclyn that we all know and love. That said, that is my verdict. That is my Team Truth style review. Thank you guys for watching and for subscribing. Check out some of my other videos right here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.